Hi there, and thanks for joining us here today at Buckeye TV. We have an important lineup of stories and updates to share with you.
On today's Gray edition of Buckeye TV, we will be bringing you a recap of the election, student holiday traditions, and much more, so stay tuned.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Gray edition of Buckeye TV. I'm Lena Hinnicle. We have a jam-packed show for you today.
I'm Sim Cipriani. Today we'll explore how students are handling their mental health, look at a weekend preview of Ohio State football, and learn about studying abroad.
School, clubs, work, and a social life can be a lot for students to manage. But just where does mental health fit into it all? Today, reporter Ashley Caldwell asked students how they balance their daily lives.
As fall semester starts to come to a close, students are starting to feel the overwhelming weight of it all. Today, we check in with Ohio State students about how they're managing and the strategies they use to take breaks for themselves.
The pressure's mounting, but I'm getting there. I just got done with a study session at Thompson, so using my time wisely, I think that's how I'm getting through.
It was slowing down, but now it's picking back up just because of finals. So I would say I'm getting more stressed right now.
Following this question, I asked students what strategies or methods they use to take breaks for themselves.
So between classes, that's when I usually take my breaks. I save homework for mornings and nights, and during the day, I kind of, just let myself free.
I like to go to the sporting events here, so women's hockey, women's basketball, love representing them. It's a good 2-hour break to have fun and cheer them on, and then go back to studying after.
I like to go out on walks. I try to spend as much time with my friends I can, and then I also call my parents whenever I feel like ranting for a little while.
From taking walks outside to spending time with their friends, students are finding creative ways to where they can recharge during these busy workload weeks. Do you feel that these methods have been very beneficial towards your success in your studies?
Extremely. It's helped a lot. It's helped me focus, helped me realign, it's helped me keep pace.
I think so, because if I don't take a break, I'll just burn out. So it gives me the ability to just calm down and relax and have fun with friends before having to study.
Yes, it definitely helps to start studying with a clear mind. And if you're in the mood, for me, it's I have to be in the mood to study. Otherwise, it's not going to get into my brain. So it definitely helps to put me in a centered space.
After speaking with a variety of college students, we can see that the key to academic success is a good school-life balance. Reporting for Buckeye TV, this is Ashley Caldwell.
With the 2024 presidential election now behind us, students at Ohio State have played a significant role in this pivotal moment. From early voting to long lines at the polls on Election Day, young voters turned out in record numbers. Paige McBain took a look at how the day unfolded.
As the nation heads to the polls for the presidential election, every vote counts. But what motivates people to cast their ballots? Today, we're going to find out people's reasons for voting. From core values to a sense of civic duty, we're going to discover why individuals are making their voices heard in this crucial moment for our country. With Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump facing off, this election has become a critical decision point for millions of Americans. The Indianola Church of Christ has long served as a key polling place for students. Campaign signs and posters are planted everywhere, a colorful display of democracy in action. Volunteers stand at the entrance, ready with pamphlets, eager to sway any last-minute undecided voters. But for many students, the decision has already been made.
My family has very different political views than me, and I think seeing them and having what they believe is very different from me, and making sure that I cast my vote on what I believe in and what I want to vote for, and not something that they want to vote for.
Many students feel a sense of urgency. They understand that the policies decided today will affect their futures directly.
I decided to vote because I feel like having the right to an abortion is a really important issue for me, and I think the only way to protect my rights is to vote. And as I get older, I think that I'm going to be starting to pay taxes, I'm going to own a house, and the next 4 years is a really transitional period for me when I graduate college, and I think out of all the periods of my life, now it matters the most who is president.
Franklin County, home to Ohio State, leaned heavily towards Kamala Harris. However, Trump's success in the rest of Ohio, particularly in rural and conservative regions, helped him secure the state's electoral votes and ultimately the presidency.
I think it's really sad that there are women out there voting for a man that is going to take away their rights and is open about that and has taken away abortion rights, overturned Roe v. Wade in the past. And he says he cares for his followers and he doesn't. And even though both candidates weren't perfect, I think it's sad that people are voting for someone they know is wrong.
As the results are in and the votes have been counted, we reflect on the power of every decision made at the polls. Whether driven by the issues, the candidates, or the future they hope to see, each vote shaped the outcome. This has been Paige with Buckeye TV.
Hurricane Milton, a Category 3 storm with up to 120 miles per hour winds, caused extensive damage along Florida's Gulf Coast during early October. As for Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team, much damage was suffered.
The storm tore off the stadium's roof, with repairs being estimated around $55.7 million. However, with the Rays scheduled to move to a new ballpark in 2028, it is unclear whether the city of St. Petersburg will invest in fixing Tropicana Field for just 2 more seasons. Ohio State has an exciting game coming up this Saturday against Northwestern. The Buckeyes take the stage at Chicago at Wrigley Field. Buckeye TV reporter Noah Weiskopf gives a closer look.
Ohio State football team is coming off its most complete game of the season, dominating Purdue 45-0 this past Saturday. This weekend, the Buckeyes are headed to Chicago to take on Northwestern, but not in a venue that Ohio State has ever experienced before. Head coach Ryan Day is excited to lead his team to iconic Wrigley Field.
It's a very unique place with an unbelievable history, and so it's a great opportunity for us. I'm also excited for Buckeye Nation to get to the game and the fans to be there as well and experience that.
The Buckeyes will take on the Wildcats at noon and will have had 6 straight noon games to end the regular season. But Ryan Day isn't worried about that.
I got to deal with a lot of fan backlash for other things other than the times of games, so I'm going to leave that for other people to deal with. I got other things I got to deal with. Whenever they tell us to play, we're going to play.
Will Howard has tallied 5 games at or above 80% completion rate. Chip Kelly joked that more noon games could keep showing similar results.
Will said if he gets to play at noon, he can complete 80%.
Kelly also said Will Howard has been getting better as the weeks go by, especially with more familiarity with the coaching staff.
His knowledge of the game continues to expand, and the more he understands it and has a real good feel for what we're doing. Will has a lot of input into what we do game plan-wise. What do you like? What don't you like? What do you feel comfortable with? And as we get to know Will better, he gets to know us better. I think you're starting to see that kind of really mesh together.
An area where Will Howard can still improve upon, though, is his deep ball. On several occasions, Howard has missed open receivers down the field, and Ryan Day said a big part of that is his footwork.
It's being able to, time up your footwork with the route, and that's something we're going to continue to work through and with Will on.
Will Howard and the Buckeyes will look to have more consistency with the deep ball at Wrigley Field against Northwestern, but this is the last of the games that Ohio State will be heavily favored and expected to dominate as Michigan and Indiana loom to close out the regular season. For Buckeye TV, I'm Noah Weiskopf.
Coming up, we learn how students plan to celebrate this upcoming holiday season and about campus nightlife. Keep watching for Buckeye TV.
Whether it's gathering around the tree, lighting candles, or celebrating with loved ones, the holiday season brings us together. Our reporter, Cantor Barnes, spoke with students to learn more about their holiday traditions and what this season means to them.
The holiday season is a time for family, friends, and traditions. With many students on campus, there are countless holiday memories and unique ways of celebrating that make this time of year special.
I asked some students about any holiday traditions that they celebrate. I expected most to revolve around Christmas, but was pleasantly surprised to hear about other holidays as well.
Every Thanksgiving, I have dinner with my grandparents, and we just like to spend time together, watch the Macy's Day Parade, watch some football.
I celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah with my family, and I also celebrate both of those with my friends here at OSU.
Do a big turkey grill, which is kind of different. And then we always make it a big deal to set up the Christmas tree and add ornaments.
As far as Thanksgiving goes, we always carve the turkey together, and Christmas we will unwrap Christmas presents under the tree in the morning.
One of my favorite holiday memories is when my family and I would go pick out a tree to decorate. I asked students about their own favorite holiday memories and any moments that make the season special for them.
Probably playing card games with my family. There are a couple memories of just playing card games and having a good time. So.
What card games?
Like Uno or Euchre.
I went to Light Up the Lake last year, and that was really fun.
Christmas, when I was younger, I got this Batman, a Batcave toy that I really wanted, and that was a lot of fun. That was super exciting to get.
Holiday traditions and memories are what make this season special for so many. No matter how students celebrate, it's clear that these moments bring people together. For Buckeye TV, I'm Cantor Barnes.
The Buckeye Grove on West Campus is celebrating its 90th birthday, but many students don't know the story behind it. Reporter Tommy Hudek spoke to some students about the Grove and other football traditions on campus.
I'm currently standing in the Buckeye Grove, the site of a now 90-year tradition where Buckeye trees and plaques are planted to commemorate first-team All-American Buckeye football players. Since 1934, Ohio State has planted trees for All-American football players, from Chick Harley all the way to the most recent Marvin Harrison Jr. We spoke to some Ohio State students to see their interaction with the Buckeye Grove and if they even know the meaning behind it.
Yeah, the Buckeye Grove is probably one of the prettiest areas on campus. It's beautiful. People hammock here all the time. People study. I've studied out here. It's just a really pleasant area of campus to be around.
So in terms of the Buckeye Grove, I've walked around here a couple times. It's really nice in the fall with all the leaves on the trees changing. And it's nice to look at because it's right by the stadium, so when I come to football games, I see it.
Nice. And did you know what the Buckeye Grove means, what it stands for?
No, I do not.
Yeah, so it's actually a place where they plant trees for every All-American on the football team. And it's been around for 90 years, and I believe this is its anniversary.
I love commemorating awesome football players. It's always the best thing. All-Americans, one of the best honors you can earn as a college athlete. It's so great that we commemorate those players. We should. We commemorate them in the stadium. We should commemorate them out here as well.
There's a lot of things that are special about our campus that are right under everyone's nose that people might not know about.
Additionally, students discussed some other football traditions and how they contribute to school identity.
I know about the crossing out of the M's for the Michigan game. I have not participated, but I want to.
I feel like the most famous has got to be, well, I know we don't do it anymore, but it was jumping into Mirror Lake when we beat Michigan here.
Yeah, so it's during the bye week for the football season. They have this bar crawl, and it's a great way for people to come together and enjoy the school, enjoy each other's company, and just have a good time when the football team isn't playing.
Traditions and identity is one of the best things you can have about a university. It makes it so unique from the others, and especially for an older university like us, where we've been around for 150 some years.
I also think it's a great way for current students to connect with alumni from the past. So I think for that reason, it's a great focal point to bring people together.
Now 90 years old, the Buckeye Grove has definitely cemented itself among the rich football tradition of Ohio State University. Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Tommy Hudek.
The world was shaken on Tuesday as people announced their sexiest man alive as John Krasinski.
Krasinski battled it out against other popular frontrunners like Glenn Powell, Pedro Pascal, and Paul Mescal. There are lots of mixed opinions on the matter, as many believe that Krasinski would have been a better pick at the height of his career. Covering 14 different sports, students have the chance to be the voice of Ohio State athletics. Scarlet and Gray Sports Radio offers students a chance to broadcast events on campus and across the country. Buckeye TV reporter Sam Cipriani gives us an inside look.
For some, just watching the game isn't enough. Many sports fans crave a more interactive experience, and broadcasting is that type of experience. SGSR, or Scarlet and Gray Sports Radio, provides that for Ohio State students.
So when I was a sophomore, I was at the Student Involvement Fair, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just went over to the student radio booth, and I talked to Tyler and a couple of the other guys in leadership there, and I was instantly hooked, started doing it, and then now it's what I want to do for the rest of my career. Well, it's Ohio State's student radio home, so we broadcast 13-14 Ohio State sports on Mixlr, which is a streaming service you can find anywhere on the internet for free, and we give fans, parents, players a resource to listen to their games when maybe they couldn't, which is especially important for sports like soccer, lacrosse, for example, that don't have main radio outlets that cover them.
I've been involved with the club for now 3 years since I transferred here my sophomore year, and I'm one of the more elder people in the club, so they'll have me go on games with football, some of the basketball tournaments, and then just kind of help out with anything else needed. It's surreal. Sometimes you have imposter syndrome. You're seeing, top 5 teams in the country, traveling all across the country to see some incredible things. Last year I had the opportunity to do a game at Notre Dame, the Michigan game, a game in Wisconsin, the Cotton Bowl. I mean, there's so many things that you blink and you can miss it and go, I can't believe I'm doing this. But it's really, putting in the reps, putting in the time, getting through the effort, and then being able to work with incredible people and have incredible experiences. If it's what you love to do and it's something you're passionate about, you're going to have a multitude of ways to do it. As long as you're willing to show up, put in the effort, and put in the work, you're not going to be the greatest at the beginning, but that's with anything. If you really love what you're doing, Ohio State, especially here in SGSR, is going to give you some incredible opportunities.
I'm Sam Cipriani, and this is BuckeyeTV. Studying abroad is a common item on Buckeye's college bucket list, but some students might not know how to make that dream a reality. BuckeyeTV reporter Lucy Lawler can help these prospective travelers find the right path.
Today, I'm outside of Anderson Classroom Building, which houses a part of Ohio State's Office of International Affairs. With study abroad summer program deadlines approaching faster than many Buckeyes may think, I'll be speaking with experts about affordability, application tips, and more. From Great Britain to China to Brazil, Buckeyes can go anywhere. Ohio State currently offers study abroad programs on every continent except Antarctica, and applications for summer trips are due as early as mid-January. But what should students do if they're concerned about cost?
With study abroad, if you're going on a global education program approved by Ohio State, any financial aid package you have, if you have availability for that term, most of that can go abroad with you. But then we also have scholarships within the Office of International Affairs, within global education. Those will open sometime in the early spring for summer term programs. We also work very closely with our colleges. So for example, Arts and Sciences has funding that is directly for study abroad students, and other colleges may have that as well.
Perhaps the biggest benefit of studying abroad is making memories that can last a lifetime. According to an October 2017 study by the Institute of International Education, studying abroad also helps students develop stronger communication, language, and problem-solving skills.
I studied in Bilbao in the Basque Country, which is an autonomous zone in Spain. They have this really pretty beach that is like a 45-minute metro from the city. And Bilbao is in the middle of the Pyrenees and the mountains, so it's just really pretty. But it was February and we went surfing, and that was the first time I had surfed, and that was really fun.
When it comes to applications, Sturgis said personalization is key.
And then kind of thinking broader, just be authentic, right? Don't say what you think the committee's going to want to hear. Speak from your own experience, right? Kind of be really honest, really candid in what you're hoping to pursue out of the program. Just be yourself. It's rarely too late to start considering study abroad. It's never too early to start studying abroad, to start considering studying abroad and doing your research. So something to keep in mind, my team, we're here whenever, we're here year-round.
Students interested in applying can visit globaleducation.osu.edu or attend a virtual alumni panel December 4th. For BuckeyeTV, I'm Lucy Lawler.
Coming up in our show, an important development about sidewalk collisions, plus what the future of young readership could become. We'll be right back.
What do classified U.S. government documents in Discord have in common? One man named Jax Texera. The former Air National Guard member was sentenced on Tuesday to a 15-year prison sentence for stealing classified information from the Pentagon and sharing it online.
He shared these documents onto Discord, an online platform used mostly for gaming. Due to his high security clearance, he had access to high-profile information. And although he was caught in March 2023, he will be sharing he had been sharing online since January. Have you ever had a bad experience with a scooter, bicycle, or skateboard while walking on the sidewalk? Buckeye TV reporter Aaron Toppin has the inside scoop about how students have been affected.
Have you ever thought about how dangerous it is to have scooters, bicycles, and skateboards all on the same sidewalk? Join me while I ask college students about their sidewalk horror stories.
One night on a Friday, I was walking out of Bullwinkle's. It was around 1 in the morning, and this crazy little lady from the Caribbean pulls up on me on her scooter and literally runs into me. When she runs into me, I flew back and I knocked over all the barricades in front of Bullwinkle's. Ugh, hurt so bad.
What happened was, maybe last year, I was walking down the oval and I saw this person on the scooter. But, you know, normally when people are on scooters and they see people walking, you know, they just drive on the side or I step to the side, whatever. It's not a big deal. But then they just kept coming towards me after I stepped over to the side. And I'm just like, are they really about to hit me? And then boom, they just hit me. And they ran over my foot, and then my foot was broken for 3 months. And they didn't say anything, they didn't do anything, they just drove off. You know?
Here's the thing, it's my freshman year. I'm trying to get snatched. So I'm sitting here running through the oval with my group of friends because we all were like, hey, we're trying to look good, you know, winter arc, running through the oval trying to get skinny. I see a scooter. I'm confused because I didn't know there were scooters on campus all like that. And I'm sitting there seeing the scooter flying towards us. I'm like, is the scooter gonna move? Just sitting there. And he just drives straight through me and my friend. So we all just separate. And I'm just sitting there staring at him. Those things are really dangerous and they need to do something about it.
I think scooters should be allowed on the sidewalk.
Yes, because I ride them all the time. I have my own personal scooter now that I live off campus.
No, because if you don't have any type of awareness or even concern about other people just because you're on an electric scooter, does not mean that you should be driving the scooter anyway.
I'm Erin reporting for Buckeye TV, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about everyone's horror sidewalk stories.
Reading has many benefits, yet convincing students of its importance can be a challenge. In today's digital age, many students prefer technology over anything else. Our reporter, Lena Hennikel, investigates what students are really thinking about reading.
My name is Lena Hennikel, reporting for Buckeye TV. Today, I will be going around campus and seeing if students read.
Reading, whether for enjoyment or class, is all over OSU's campus. However, a recent Pew Research Center survey revealed that readership in adults has decreased by 7% compared to a decade ago. I set out to see if students on campus read and why.
Class and entertainment, kinda. They were like, choose a graphic novel. And I chose a graphic novel that kind of interested me, and I read it and enjoyed it.
I actually just read a book last night. Yeah, enjoy reading. It's a great pastime. It actually really helps me de-stress after a long day at work.
I read a lot because I made myself a New Year's resolution to read a lot of books.
With the rise of things like Wattpad, Kindle, and ebooks, more people are using their phones or other non-traditional sources to read. This may be a reason why Gen Z readers do not read enough.
No, I don't. I think people when they think of reading, they think of old people and something. If it's not electronic, people don't want to do it.
Part of that is brought on by, like, I mean, we read all the time about, like, shortening attention spans, but that does have an effect where people are less compelled to pursue information through, like, reading books.
While talking with students, many of them brought up concerns of literacy among their age group and the impact it has.
There's a divide between Gen Z readers, readers that are older, who grew up with social media as it was coming to be. Like, you know what it was and what it is now and the differences between that and how harmful it can be. But people who've always had it don't know to question it.
So you could have it sort of spoon-fed to you through TikToks or, like, Instagram Reels. It seems a lot more appealing, I guess you could argue.
This country generally takes media as fact because no one really teaching proper literacy as they should. It's taken for granted. This last election showed that there is a crisis in media and media literacy that we need to figure out a way of navigating through. I feel like people forget that knowledge is power, and we can see that in this last election, that a lot of people are misinformed, and it's unfortunate.
I'm Lena Hinnackel, reporting for Buckeye TV. Now back to the news desk.
Don't go anywhere. Still ahead, we've got a close look at what Ohio State's baseball team is looking like this fall. Stay with us.
The Ohio State baseball team is quietly making significant strides this fall. With a new head coach at the helm, the Buckeyes are gearing up for a successful season. Buckeye TV reporter Micah Flack brings us an inside look about how the team is preparing and what fans can accept.
I'm here at Bill Davis Stadium where the Ohio State Buckeyes baseball team and their fall season is underway, but it's under a new regime with head coach Justin Hare. And they've been doing a lot of work on the field, and that's all because of their tough practices and their scrimmages.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what we're working on is just trying to figure out what kind of identity we're going to have, right? And again, like be in attack mode on the mound, be a pressure-driven offense, play really clean on defense, like very basic fundamental things, but things that we need to make sure that we're kind of reinforcing every single day. And then on top of that, just enjoying being that person, enjoying doing things the right way, enjoying living to a standard that's maybe a little bit above the general population, and being a little bit unique and being a little bit special, and trying to help each other be better every single day. So I think if we get to a point where daily we're the best version of ourselves individually and collectively as a group, then we've got a chance to do some special things.
Players are also feeling the impact of the new coaching change and have set personal and team goals for the season.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Good vibes all around. Learning a lot from him, Coach Holcomb, Stampler, a lot of the other coaches as well, and the environment's overall a lot better and great. Honestly, I just want to play good team baseball. Just win games, win a lot of games. Regional, I've never been there, so I think that'd be really fun and a good way to get Buckeye baseball back at it. So.
We also caught up with an assistant coach who emphasized the importance of consistency in their approach to both practice and games for the upcoming season.
One thing we're really looking at is just being consistent day to day, consistent in our hard work and our practice, and then when it comes to being under the lights like tonight in game time, that we've trained well enough to just go out there and perform.
As the Ohio State Buckeyes baseball team looks to continue to improve their strategies and their offensive mindset under new head coach Justin Hare, there's a lot to look forward to this upcoming spring. For Buckeye TV, I'm Micah Flack.
At the end of today's broadcast, we here at Buckeye TV know that the future is uncertain. However, we would like to reassure everyone. And who better than Miss Squirrel, the interviewer herself? Take it away, Sydney.
These days, in our busy world, it's often hard for, everybody to take a moment to just breathe. And I just wanted to take a moment here at the end of the broadcast to remind everyone at home to take a deep breath. I know things are scary and uncertain, the future always is, but something a wise person once said was that as scary as the future is, it always flinches first and then calmly settles in as the gentle present. From everyone here at Buckeye TV, thank you for watching. This has been Sydney Howells, reminding you all to stay weird, Buckeyes.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us for the Gray edition of Buckeye TV. I'm Lena Hinnickle.
And I'm Sam Cipriani. We'll see you the next time. Have a great rest of your day.